Tonight, we're learning more about the lies that were told to secure and execute a search warrant that led to Breonna Taylor's death.
The revelations are leaving protesters feeling vindicated as city leaders continue the work to rebuild trust. WLKY's Drew Gardner sat down one-on-one with Mayor Fisher and Chief Shields. He joins us live now at Jefferson Square Park with a look at where the community goes from here. Drew?
Well, Vicki, protesters who demonstrated out here for weeks and months on end are looking at these new details laid out in black and white as validation that they were right. Now, meanwhile, Shields and Fisher are looking at the next steps in police reform, and they're asking the community to come along with them. An addendum to former LMP Detective Kelly Goodlet's plea deal shed new light on the lengths the department went to secure a search warrant on Breonna Taylor's apartment. The documents show Goodlet knew Detective Joshua Janes lied on the warrant about suspected drug dealer Jamarcus Glover receiving packages at Taylor's apartment and using it as his primary address. As for why Goodlet didn't speak up, she claimed she had been ostracized earlier in her career when she spoke up about an officer using excessive force, so she decided not to speak up this time.
I will never subscribe to that someone has to lie or someone felt pressure not to speak up. You're an individual first and foremost, and you have to do the correct thing. So that's just nonsense.
Chief Erica Shields has been working to reform the department since arriving last year. Part of that has been hiring civilians to audit officers' body-worn cameras and interactions with the public to intercept problem behaviors.
I think what traditionally happens is law enforcement finds out that someone is acting errantly when there's a crisis or something blows up. We need to be ahead of this, and body-worn cameras afford us that view, and we have an obligation to be proactive in that space.
A top-to-bottom review of LMPD was completed following Taylor's death. The Hillard Hines report laid out recommended reforms to the department. According to LMPD's online dashboard, more than 37% have been implemented, and another 47% are in process. Meanwhile, a Department of Justice investigation looking into the patterns and practices of LMPD is ongoing.
So I think in terms of cities that are under a DOJ investigation or have experienced them in the past, I would bet that we've done more than any city in terms of leaning into this process.
Shields is anticipating the DOJ report any day now, but says there's already been a culture shift within the department. But she cautioned there's still work to be done.
2020 really brought things to a head, and it really uncovered some really unpleasant behaviors within the law enforcement community, and you're not going to fix that quickly.
The revelations have also raised other concerns among activists like Hannah Drake, who demonstrated along countless other protesters in the weeks and months after Taylor's death. How many others are there?
It didn't start with Breonna, right. And it's not going to end with Breonna. Right. You think they woke up March 13th and said, let's start lying today? Right. Wake up!
Chief Shields expects the DOJ investigation will be auditing prior cases and warrants, but going forward, she says it's on them.
There's so many mechanisms available to us to be on top of employee misconduct that it's really inexcusable if something gets by us.
But the city is asking for the community to be a partner in this process. Before that can happen, though, protesters who were arrested during the summer of 2020 say these revelations vindicate them and their charges should be dropped.
Because right now it's like a wound, and that wound is open. They could start healing. They could put a Band-Aid on it. You can drop the charges. That way we can help you.
Now, I did ask Mayor Greg Fisher tonight about dropping those charges. He said the efforts of protesters should be commended and acknowledged, but he wouldn't say whether he agreed. Now, this conversation about rebuilding trust and reform is not over. LMPD wants to hear from you. They're hosting a virtual forum this Saturday at 2 o'clock. They'll be giving an update on the DOJ's investigation as well as ongoing reform efforts, and they'll be taking questions from the public. That's going to be streamed live on the mayor's Facebook page. We have all those details on our website at WLKY.com. Reporting live at Jefferson Square Park tonight, Drew Gardner, WLKY News.
Thank you, Drew.